Let's compare Picked Raspberry Distress Ink with Picked Raspberry Distress Oxide Ink. Distress ink is a dye ink pad and oxide is a dye and pigment blend. So you're going to see that they react a little bit differently. You're going to notice it more on this craft background than you will on the lighter mixed media background. Both of these are mixed media cardstocks. Both of them can handle both dry and wet techniques. I'm just doing a traditional background here. I smushed both pads on my media mat. I kept the distress ink at the top and the oxide at the bottom, so you'll be able to see at the bottom of the page or the paper, especially on the craft, what the oxide does. The distress ink, because it is just a dye, it's transparent, so you're going to see more of the craft cardstock through that ink, whereas the light cardstock, you're going to see more of a bright raspberry color. The oxide, you're going to see more of that on the craft as well. You're going to see that it oxidizes, it goes a little bit chalky with the water, and you don't see it as much on the light cardstock. It still does it, but you just don't notice it as much on a lighter cardstock than you do on a darker cardstock. To do a traditional distress background, you smush the pads, spritz it with water, dip your cardstock in there, and then you use a heat-it tool to dry it most of the way. Then you tap it back in, dry, tap it back in, dry. You can also rehydrate the ink, as you just saw me do, by splattering some water onto that, and then I used a paper towel to pick it up. I love distress inks and I use them both regularly, and it's nice to be able to have a choice between two different types of ink to be able to control exactly the look that we're going for depending on the technique that we're doing or the project that we're creating.